Hello everyone, this is Ryan and we are going to go through the aerial challenge nutrition video here. Alright, so this is all going to cover what your focus is for the upcoming weeks, and I apologize if you can hear some of the background noise. I am filming this with class going on, but you should be able to hear my voice loud and clear. So let's dive into this. Our last video, if you've been with us before through this, was about 45 minutes long, and we are going to cut that in half at least. All right, so here's what we're diving into with the entire challenge: 6 healthy habits. Obviously nutrition, that's what we're going to cover, but you're also of course coming to class and exercising, but we are trying to help you with your lifestyle, which covers a lot of different things: mindset, stress, recovery, things like that. But we're also going to be covering sleep and hydration and mobility. So also some other things not on there: confidence and supplements that we're going to talk about in later videos and later weeks. So moving on, one of the very first and most important things is hydration. Okay. You can read all of this information, but the simple thing here is you need to take half your body weight and drink that in ounces of water every single day. So you can read, like I said on the slide, of what happens when you are not hydrated well enough, but what we need you to do is find yourself a water bottle that you can carry around with you all day long. Now, if you feel like carrying a full-size gallon jug, go for it. Most of you probably have a little bit smaller water bottle, however, and keeping track of how many of those you drink can be challenging. So we recommend throw a few rubber bands on there. So let's just make this easy. If you need 100 ounces of water per day, you have a 20-ounce water bottle. Obviously, you need 5 of those per day. So you put your rubber bands all on one side, and after you finish one, you move it down to the other side, and vice versa the next day, moving back and forth. But that way you know how much you have taken in. So start doing that immediately. All right. Nutrition goal. So we have custom macros set up for you. They are in your individual spreadsheet, and they are built whether you are trying to do weight loss or weight gain, and they also switch after the first 2 weeks where you get a few more carbs. So what we want you to learn, though, is that you want to keep this as simple as possible. We want you eating less processed food, as much real food as you can, which does mean going to the grocery store more often. So factor that into your planning. We want you to create sustainable habits, right? So 6 weeks is just a really good jump start, but this is going to take some time to set all this stuff in motion. And of course, we also want you to have a healthy relationship with food. Did I say that correctly? With food. But obviously there are a lot of things that can be talked about on that spectrum, but you know, you don't want to be eating when you're bored. You don't want to be eating when you're sad. You want to keep eating healthy and things like that. So moving on to the next slide, the new food pyramid. Now, what you should do here is pause this and read up on what each of these say. But covering this a little bit, we found or had this food pyramid with everything in blue, but we added the calories at the bottom. Now, it is still, if you eat less calories than you burn off during the day, your body should lose weight. The problem with eating just whatever calories you need, and you have your caloric intake, if you eat under, you should be losing weight. Now, what I was going to say, the problem is all calories still are not created equal, meaning if you eat a bunch of crap food, yeah, you might lose weight. There's been studies that have shown it. There's been people that have made all sorts of videos and different things, but it doesn't mean you're going to feel great. Okay, those calories still go into your system, and you process them a little bit differently, and you may feel lethargic, you may feel achy, you may have worse allergies, and that all stems from, are these calories highly processed or are they good, clean food? So after that, what we're going to dive into as we go along is explaining a little bit of the macros, a little bit of the micros, why meal timing is important, and how supplements can help you. But as you see, it's just the very top. They're more to push you over the edge. This is week 6 stuff. I'm not going to dive too much into this today. Okay, so next one. in general, lean meats and vegetables with every meal. Okay. Now, if you happen to be vegan or vegetarian, we imagine already understand where you're getting your protein sources from, and that's just fine. We're not here to tell you that you shouldn't do that, or which way that you need to eat meat for some reason. But you're getting your protein and vegetables in every meal. And also, of course, we're going to talk about where to get your good healthy fats. But here is what a typical day should look like. So the very first thing you see up there, this salt and lime juice combo. That is in your challenge guide. It explains everything, but really what this is doing, it helps balance your hormones. Right? It can also help give you a ton of energy, and for some people, this is what they do instead of drinking coffee. Okay, so salt and lime juice combo. I mean, who doesn't want to start their morning with a margarita? Getting the mixture correct is a little bit more challenging, but go to your packet, go to your guide, which would have been linked in the first couple days via the app, and it will explain everything there. But you do need a colored salt, so typically that means a pink Himalayan rock salt mixed with some fresh lime juice. It doesn't have to be fresh squeezed, but would only make it better if it is. If you are taking a fish oil supplement, the one I will talk about today is fish oil. It's kind of the first and foremost one that we recommend to people, aside from a protein, post-workout protein, or a protein supplement if you're just having trouble getting that in. But fish oil supplement helps with a ton of different things, heart disease, joint issues, things like that. So you do get 25% off during the challenge. So if you need us to need some assistance with this, we have fish oil here in house that we can sell you. So breakfast, high fat, high protein. Okay, 2 to 3 eggs, spinach, peppers, turkey. So this can be any variation. Make an omelet, make eggs by themselves, just saute up peppers and onions, whatever you guys want, but high fat, high protein breakfast. And this is also if you are doing your workout later in the day. If you guys are the morning people, you're the morning crews coming in at 5:20, what do you eat before you come to a workout? That is a good question, because you should have something in your system. We don't want you coming in here and getting lightheaded. So my recommendation, even though you get, if you're on the weight loss plan, you get low carbs, is get some sort of piece of fruit in your system. Even half a banana, something to get your blood sugar levels at the right level. That didn't make too much sense, but to get your blood sugar level up will help you with the workout. Okay, you should not come in here on an empty stomach. Okay, and that's what we're talking about here. But you can also do some honey, tablespoon of peanut butter, something to get your system up and working. Now, for all of you that don't eat breakfast at all, regardless of when you work out, you need to be eating a big breakfast in the morning. Within, I would say within a half hour of getting up if you can, but certainly within an hour. And if you're not hungry, that is an issue, because that means your metabolism is not working. You should wake up hungry. Okay, so post-workout. Okay, so if you're later in the day, or even if you're in the morning, whatever you're coming, you're gonna do a 2 to 1 carb to protein snack. Okay, so basically what that means is you're putting the carbs back in your system to replenish your fuel sources, and you need to get that protein in to help rebuild the muscles you just broke down. So there's plenty of options to do that. Berries, coconut water, some peanut butter in there, whatever you need. Any of our protein shakes, again, you can try the flavors here. You get 25% off if you buy something during the 6 weeks. Afternoon and evening. Okay, lunch and dinner, protein and veggies. Okay, get a big meal in. If you are very active, add some grains, whole wheat. Now, be careful with this, because you do have that limited carb intake for the first few weeks, and actually over the whole 6 if you are trying to lose weight. But have a big meal with your protein and veggies. Protein, size of your palm, both thickness and size. Veggies, 2 big handfuls. Fats, 3 fingers. Okay, what that means is, like if you had a handful of almonds or half an avocado, that's roughly the same size as the end of your 3 middle fingers. Okay, ideas for snacks. That's where you can have some of your fruit, But again, fruits, all carbs, be careful. But avocados, meats, so lunch meat, jerky, handful of nuts, protein shakes, yogurt, stuff like that. Okay, cool. All right. First thing you should do, 5 steps to clean eating, right? First, clean out your fridge or pantry. Get rid of the bad. Half the problem, maybe not half, that's not an official like number, but a majority of the problem is just setting yourself up for failure and having to make a hard choice between something that is quick and easy and might taste yummy versus eating what you should be eating. Okay, then go shopping. Okay, shop on the outside of the store. If you notice, most of the healthier foods are on the outside of the grocery store, where a lot of the processed stuff is in the aisles down the center. Of course, that's not true with everything, but we're generalizing a little bit here. Then cook. Okay, this doesn't mean make a box of Hamburger Helper. This is cook up your foods, get it prepped. That's what we cover in week 2, and then stay consistent. Keep eating healthy foods, keep eating throughout the day. Those of you that have crazy shift work, right? Like that's a challenge. That's something that's really hard for us to help with, because you're stuck, in a usually like nursing, high-paced job, possibly 12-hour shifts, things like that, where you just can't get off the floor. That's challenging. For everybody else, set alarms in your phone and stay consistent. Eat every couple hours during the day, and then get good, healthy amount of sleep. We're covering that in week 5, but you need to be getting minimum 7 hours plus. Okay. All right. Let's break some of these down a little bit. Macronutrients. If you don't know what the macros are, it's just those 3. That's all it is: protein, fat, and carbs. Okay. So with protein, that is your building block. That's what builds up your muscles. It is also your eating more protein helps you feel more full. Okay. Fats, that fuels your everyday motion. If you get up to go to the bathroom, if you're just moving around lightly, like that's what fuels that stuff. It also helps with absorption. So you need that fat in your system to help absorb vitamins and minerals. And also a reminder that fat doesn't make you fat. Okay, processed stuff, sugar makes you fat. All right, but the main fat to avoid is the trans fats. Back in the day, it was all saturated. This was bad. It's not the case anymore. Okay, and then carbs, of course, fuel exercise. All right, carbs fuel exercise. Now, also in your spreadsheet is a page that says one of the tabs is your food list, and it lays out where you can get your proteins, where you can get your carbs, where you can get all sorts of different things. Now, moving on to micronutrients. These are your vitamins and minerals, and there's mainly 2 different types. There's the water soluble, and you need to replace those daily. So think of vitamin B's and vitamin C's, and then there's the fat soluble, which are stored better: vitamin A, vitamin D, E, K, things like that. Okay, so of course with macronutrients, macro means bigger. We need more of those. There's also macro minerals, and we need more of those as well. Things like calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. And then there's the micro minerals, which we don't need as many, but that's like iron, copper, zinc, iodine, fluoride, things like that. Okay, moving on to phytonutrients. Okay, that comes from the Greek word for plant, right? So these are not technically essential for life, but that's kind of debatable. Think of these are like antioxidants. Okay, so they certainly help, but if you're not getting them in consistently, it's not going to make or break anything. Obviously, they can help though. So, but you get most of that from colorful fruits and vegetables. So, moving on to listening to your body. This is about paying attention to when you eat something. Does it make you feel one way or the other? Think about feeling lethargic, or think about it upsetting your stomach. Right? You can easily start to eliminate foods that do not agree with you. But on top of that, the example I always give is I used to have year-round allergies, and it was terrible. It would always accumulate, where it would wear down my immune system, and I would finally get strep around Christmas every year. When I moved After college, I moved out to Colorado, which is a very dry climate, and I also started eating pure paleo. Not what we recommend for everybody, but it was very, very clean, and my allergies completely went away. And they're still gone today because I eat pretty clean now. So if you're thinking like there's no way that my diet affects that much stuff, it really, really does. Okay? So pay attention to that sort of stuff and start to eliminate things that you do not agree with. Okay. The when and what to eat. You should be eating. You should eat according to what you just did or what you're just about to do. So that goes back to the timing aspect of the pyramid. And the simplest way to put it is put your carbs around your workout. Okay. For those of you that are on the weight loss, again, you don't have very many right now, so some of your meals can be completely absent of all carbs, and you save that for the snack before your workout and the meal after. Okay. Diving into the next one, understanding. Where's my cursor? Understanding your relationship with food. Okay. Knowing why you are eating is super important. So, are you eating because you're bored? Are you eating because you're depressed? Are you eating because you're at a work function and people keep bringing in donuts every day or bagels or somebody's birthday and there's cupcakes? Like, we're not telling you not to celebrate and not to enjoy those things on occasion. Just make sure it's on occasion. That's it. Okay, but it's really, really easy to go, oh, I'm just going to have one here, one here, one here, and then you're having one every day. Okay, not to mention all the other things, like I said, eating when you're bored or depressed or things like that. The reason you eat is to fuel your body. It's to fuel what you're going to do, right? Once you think of it that way, it kind of changes everything. It's not just eating for fun or, but go out and enjoy time with your friends and have meals and don't stress about them. That's the other big thing. If you have a refeed meal like we have listed on, for a one refeed meal on the weekends, don't stress about it. Eat whatever you want. Like we said, listen to your body. If it's really bad, your body's gonna tell you, but don't stress about it if it wasn't perfect. Okay? Hunger cues. Eat every couple hours. Eat when you're hungry. Stop when you're satisfied. And the first tip and trick to this is eat slower. Eat slower. Chew your food 6 to 8 times per bite minimum. Slow down, and by the time your stomach gets full enough and it tells your brain that you're full, if you're eating slow, you won't have overeaten. Okay? So, let's get back over here. Nutrition Continue. 5 golden rules of our nutrition. Okay? Eat real whole foods. Okay? Eat until you're satisfied, not full. Don't drink your calories. So those of you thinking you're going to do meal replacement shakes, that is not a recommendation. This also means start to eliminate the pop, the sodas, the unnecessary drinks. Lots and lots and lots of water. And it's not that you can't flavor your water, but just start to make better choices with those as well. When possible, eat small meals every 2 to 4 hours and make small changes over time. This is all about baby steps. Okay? So that's the basics of nutrition. Eat real food, eat often, eat your carbs around your meals. I'm trying to think of what else off the top of my head. Like, just pay attention to it for 6 weeks. We don't expect you to track all of your food for the whole time after you get done with the challenge, but this is to make you aware of what's going in your body and to make it cleaner along the way. So, other stuff, just to wrap up this video, what else we're going to cover. Okay, next week is meal prep. Gene and I have a video on that. Week 3 is time management. So you're going to build your whole schedule out in a time block here and see where you can fill in the blanks. Also, to put your biggest priorities on there. Also, journaling at night. Week 4 is your why statement. Why are you doing this? And you get to share with the group, and it's a super fun. It's actually our favorite part, our favorite week for coaches. Week 5, we're getting into mobility, and I believe sleep is next. So types of mobility, different ways to work on it. Sleep has a lot of different things that we'll cover, and sleep is huge. It's just one of those things where nutrition is something that's harder to change right up front. So we cover that more first. And then at the end, we're going to go over supplements and confidence. And this is us just informing you of the supplements, not trying to sell you on stuff. There's plenty of different things. Go back, rewatch this video, pause this stuff. Sorry, I'm going back and forth, but you can see what we cover here. Read up on it. There's going to be plenty more in the weeks to come. And of course, overall lifestyle. Here's what some of the stuff we want you to focus on. Okay, so exercise, of course, keep coming to class. Ask your coaches plenty of questions. Let us know if anything is sore, hurt, injured. Understand you're going to come in. There'll be days that you're tired and not feeling great, but that's no excuse not to come. It's just you come in and you attack the workout differently. Okay, so where to go from here? Post your homework, ask lots of questions. That's it. Like it's a great big support system. It's a great big family. Let us know how we can help. The challenge page is there for that. You can message me back in the app. You can ask any coach you have in class about random little things. You can ask members about random little things. So you have a lot of tools and a lot of answers here at your disposal. Take advantage of them. But that's it. That's all I got. I know it's still about 20 minutes, but let us know what you need help with, and we will go from there. So look forward to seeing you guys all in class. Thanks.